At an organic grocery store in Manhattan, New York, sample attendants in beige aprons always smile and hand over tiny cups of sliced brie cheese, paired with whole grain crackers. You went in just to browse around casually, but the second you take that cheese, you subconsciously slow down your steps. When the attendant says softly, "This cheese comes from a family-owned ranch in Vermont," you suddenly find yourself grabbing a full box from the refrigerated case and heading for checkout. That instinct to want to give back after accepting kindness, it's one of the foundational rules that's kept human society running for thousands of years, the reciprocity principle. What is the reciprocity principle? A social code from tribal times to modern life. The core of the reciprocity principle is humanity's instinctive response to exchanges of kindness. When someone offers help, a gift, or a favor to another person, the receiver feels a psychological obligation to repay it with an equal or even greater favor, to get rid of that inner sense of obligation. This isn't some modern trend. It's survival wisdom hardwired into human DNA. Anthropologist Marshall Solins noticed, when studying South Pacific tribes, that the Kula ring trade between ancient tribes was basically an early form of the reciprocity principle. Tribespeople swapped shell necklaces for bracelets not for immediate profit, but to build trust through an ongoing cycle of giving and receiving. Trust that helped them protect against natural disasters and external threats. Sociologist George Homans later incorporated this into his social exchange theory, arguing that all human social behavior is a form of exchange, and reciprocity is a core rule that keeps these exchanges balanced. In modern society, the reciprocity principle is more hidden but more powerful than ever. Psychologist Robert Cialdini described an experiment in his book Influence. The Psychology of Persuasion. He had assistants hand out small cups of cola to strangers, then asked them to fill out a survey. The result? Strangers who took the cola were 3 times more likely to comply than those who were just asked to fill out the survey directly. It turns out even a tiny act of kindness can trigger humanity's reciprocal instinct. Business, using small favor to sway consumer choices. Western companies have woven the reciprocity principle into nearly every part of the consumer experience, usually with low-cost kindness that hits consumers right where it matters. Amazon's 30-day free Prime trial is a classic example of reciprocal marketing. When you get free fast shipping and streaming content for a month, you slowly build up a sense of obligation. After all, the platform is giving you real, tangible benefits, and you haven't paid a cent for it yet. By the time the trial ends and that Renew Now prompt pops up, over 60% of users choose to pay. It's not always because Prime is irreplaceable. It's more about repaying that kindness from a free trial. Behind this strategy is the psychological concept of cognitive dissonance. Accepting a favor without giving back makes you doubt yourself. Am I taking advantage of this? And paying to renew resolves that discomfort. The mint trick in American restaurants is even more detail-oriented. A University of Florida research team ran an experiment at local restaurants. One group of servers gave customers 1 mint with the check, another gave 2, and the third gave 2 mints plus said, "These are just for you. Extra." The result? Tips for the third group were 23% higher than the first. Why? That extra line made customers feel like they got more kindness than expected, and unexpected generosity makes people even more eager to give back. Today, chains like Starbucks and Panera Bread use this trick too. They just swap mints for free refills or custom cup sleeves. The direct sales industry takes the reciprocity principle to the extreme. Avon's free sample model still works in Western markets. Sales reps go door to door handing out small jars of face cream or lipsticks. No sales pitch, just try it out first. If you like it, you can buy it later. Most consumers, even if they're not totally in love with the product, end up buying a full-size version anyway. Why? Because they feel obligated after taking a sample. This give first, ask later logic lines up perfectly with the psychological commitment and consistency principle. Taking a sample is a subtle commitment, and buying later means staying consistent with that commitment. Charity, using small gifts to spark generosity. Western charities have broken the old idea that charity only works with moral appeals. Instead, they use small gifts to get people more excited about donating. Every year, the United Way mails donation letters to potential donors, along with info about their charity programs. They slip in an address label with a charity slogan or a mini calendar. These seemingly trivial gifts boost donation rates by nearly 40%. Here's why. The gifts turn donating from a one-sided sacrifice into a two-way exchange. Donors think, I'm not just giving money away for nothing. I'm trading my donation for a useful address label. That thought lowers the psychological barrier to donating. A Harvard Center on Philanthropy report found that donation letters with small gifts get 2.5 times more responses than letters with just text. When you've taken something from someone, it's harder to say no. The Nature Conservancy, a nonprofit, uses identity recognition to boost reciprocity. They give volunteers who join tree planting events custom t-shirts that say, I planted a tree for the planet. When volunteers wear that shirt out, they get constant positive comments like, you're so caring. That feedback makes them feel more like environmental advocates, and they end up more willing to join future activities, like donating or attending lectures. The t-shirt isn't just a reward for their work. It's a reciprocal identity connection. The organization gives them a sense of identity, and volunteers repay that by staying involved. Relationships, building trust with reciprocal networks. In everyday Western social life, the reciprocity principle is the invisible glue holding workplace and neighborhood relationships together. These give and take acts don't need to be equal right away. They're about building a long-term cycle of kindness. In Silicon Valley tech companies, the mutual coffee culture is pretty popular. Co-workers offer to grab each other coffee without asking for the money back right away. Next time, that co-worker might save them a conference room or share an industry report. These frequent, low-stakes reciprocal acts slowly build social capital at work. When you need help, the co-workers you've helped before are more likely to lend a hand. Jeffrey Pfeffer, a Stanford professor of organizational behavior, says these small-scale reciprocal networks work better than formal team collaboration. Why? They're built on trust from personal favors, not mandatory work assignments. Reciprocity also keeps suburban neighborhoods close. In Chicago suburbs, neighbors borrow tools from each other. You lend me your lawnmower, and next time I bring you a basket of homegrown tomatoes. You watch my kids, and I grab your packages. These small, everyday interactions are actually building a neighborhood trust account. When unexpected issues pop up, like a leaky roof or a medical emergency, the neighbors you've had these reciprocal exchanges with are the first ones to help. Behind this is a solution to the psychological social dilemma. Reciprocity stops the I help you, but you don't help me free rider problem, keeping neighborhood relationships in a positive cycle. Thinking rationally about reciprocity. Don't let kindness become manipulation. While the reciprocity principle is a key bond holding society together, it can be abused as a tool to manipulate people. Take the timeshare trap in Western markets. Salespeople lure consumers with a free weekend hotel stay to get them to attend a product presentation. After giving away that stay, they use high-pressure sales tactics to force people into signing expensive vacation contracts. That free stay isn't kindness anymore. It's emotional blackmail. Consumers feel pressure to make a decision they don't want to make just because they took the stay. So when someone offers you a favor, stay rational. First, tell the difference between genuine kindness and manipulation. If their favor comes with a clear demand for something in return, be wary of falling into a trap. Second, don't force yourself to get rid of guilt. True reciprocity is voluntary and two-way, not a one-sided obligation. From the sample cheese in New York grocery stores to the mutual coffee in Silicon Valley, the reciprocity principle has become part of the fabric of Western society. It's not a cynical trick for getting what you want. It's social wisdom forged through centuries of human evolution. By giving and receiving, we build bridges of trust, turning individuals into communities and isolation into connection. If we understand and use this wisdom well, we'll not only be more likable in our social lives, we'll make society warmer and more orderly, too.